Plastic-free and convenient? Sounds like a contradiction, right? In a world where we're surrounded by disposable everything, plastic bags, cheap storage bins, and endless cling wrap, it seems impossible to imagine a life that's both plastic-free and still convenient. But the Amish? They've cracked the code. No mountains of plastic cluttering their homes. No disposable packaging piling up in landfills. Yet their lives run like clockwork. Efficient, simple, and surprisingly convenient. They've found a way to live without plastic. And their methods are so clever, they might make you rethink your own habits. From glass jars to cloth bags, they've created systems that are not just sustainable, but practical and easy. It's all about intentional choices, not sacrificing time or comfort. Curious how they make it work? Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll be ready to rethink how you live, reduce your plastic, and maybe even simplify your life like the Amish. The Amish philosophy: buy once, buy right. Let's start with the golden rule of Amish living. They don't do disposable, period. While most of us are used to buying things with the mindset of replacing them in a few years, the Amish approach is refreshingly different. When they buy something, it's built to last. And I'm not talking about the typical last a few years kind of durable. I'm talking about items that will stand the test of decades, maybe even generations. Their kitchen cabinets? Handmade from solid wood, built with craftsmanship that can survive decades of use. Their storage containers? Glass jars, tin cans, or ceramic crocks, reliable and long-lasting. Furniture? You better believe it's crafted by skilled Amish artisans, designed to be passed down from one generation to the next. This isn't your IKEA throwaway furniture. It's heirloom quality, built to endure. It's all about quality over quantity. The Amish don't clutter their homes with cheap, mass-produced items that barely make it through a few months, let alone a few years. Instead, they invest in things that are made with care and attention to detail. They'd rather spend a little more upfront on something sturdy than continue replacing flimsy, inexpensive items that wear out, break down, or lose their purpose in just a few short years. In fact, it's not just about avoiding disposable things. It's about having fewer things, but making sure those things truly serve a purpose and are built to withstand the test of time. Now let's talk about why this is such a brilliant philosophy. For one, it's economical in the long run. Sure, buying high-quality items can be a bit of an investment up front, but when you don't have to replace things every year, sometimes every season, you actually end up saving money. The Amish focus on longevity. When they buy something, they're not just thinking about the next few months. They're thinking about years, or even generations down the road. The durability of their purchases is also incredibly sustainable. How much waste do we create every time we toss out a plastic container or a cheap piece of furniture that's falling apart? The Amish don't deal with that. If something breaks, they either repair it or repurpose it. No need to toss things into a landfill when you've invested in something that can be fixed or passed on. It's a perfect example of sustainability through careful consumption. They don't need to upgrade every year because the items they own don't wear out. They age beautifully and continue to serve their purpose. But there's also something incredibly liberating about this minimalist approach. The Amish don't accumulate stuff for the sake of having stuff. Their homes aren't overflowing with knickknacks, gadgets, or items that don't serve a clear function. Each piece is carefully chosen, and there's no clutter in the way we often see it. When you live with less, you free yourself from the burden of constant upkeep, organizing, and the endless cycle of buying and throwing away. And because everything has a purpose, there's an undeniable sense of order and calm that comes with this way of living. It's not about getting rid of everything, but about making sure what you own truly matters. Interestingly, this philosophy is not just about stuff. It's about the mindset behind it. The Amish prioritize durability and practicality, not trends or flash-in-the-pan purchases. You'll rarely, if ever, see them buying things just because it's trendy. They're looking for functionality, simplicity, and longevity. For example, their clothes might not change with the seasons or fashion trends, but they're always sturdy, made to last, and practical for their needs. This same mindset carries over to every area of life, from their homes to their work tools to their food storage solutions. The key here is that the Amish aren't constantly chasing after the next best thing. They invest in things that meet their needs and that will continue to serve those needs well into the future. It's the kind of minimalist approach that even the trendiest influencers could get behind. Think about it. How many of us have made the move toward minimalism, hoping that by simplifying our lives, we can experience more peace and purpose? The Amish have been doing it for generations, and they've mastered the art of living with fewer but higher quality possessions. Their homes are streamlined, their belongings are intentional, and their focus is on investing in what's truly important. It's a refreshing antidote to the disposable culture we live in today, where we're constantly encouraged to buy more and throw away what we don't need. In short, the Amish philosophy of buy once, buy right is one that encourages us to step back from the constant cycle of consumption and take a more thoughtful approach to the things we bring into our homes. It's not about living without, it's about living with purpose and quality. By investing in items that truly serve us and are built to last, we end up with less clutter, more meaningful possessions, and ultimately, more peace. Plastic-free food storage. Forget plastic wrap and Ziploc bags. Amish families have perfected the art of plastic-free food storage, and trust me, it's genius. In a world where single-use plastic is the norm, the Amish have picked out methods that are not just sustainable, but functional and beautiful. Leftovers? They don't go into a plastic container. Instead, they use glass jars, metal tins, or ceramic bowls, often with simple cloth covers. It's practical, effective, and leaves zero waste behind. Now let's talk about one of their secret weapons: beeswax wraps. If you've never heard of them, let me introduce you to these little wonders. Beeswax wraps are made from cotton cloth coated in beeswax, resin, and sometimes jojoba oil. They're flexible, reusable, and perfect for covering bowls, wrapping sandwiches, or even storing fresh fruit. These wraps are airtight, keeping food fresh, and when they're finally worn out, they're compostable. That's right, zero plastic, zero waste. These wraps are a perfect example of how the Amish have managed to merge practicality with sustainability, making food storage simple and eco-friendly. For bulk storage, the Amish stick to what works: glass jars. Those massive mason jars you see everywhere in trendy cafes? Yes, the Amish were onto that way before it was fashionable. They use them for storing grains, flour, dried fruits, spices, you name it. The beauty of glass is that it's durable, reusable, and easy to clean. Plus, it's transparent, so you can easily see what's inside. Whether it's for the kitchen pantry or for long-term food storage, glass jars are a go-to for the Amish. And when they need to store larger quantities, it's all about using tin cans, wooden barrels, or hand-woven baskets. No need for plastic totes or containers that wear out and contribute to the growing plastic pollution problem. These Amish alternatives not only get the job done, they also add a touch of old-world charm to their kitchens. In a world that's becoming more aware of the need to reduce plastic waste, the Amish have shown that sustainable food storage isn't just a trendy option. It's a practical, time-tested approach. From beeswax wraps to glass jars, their methods are both eco-friendly and efficient, and honestly, they're a huge reminder that we can still store food, keep it fresh, and stay organized without plastic. Shopping without plastic. When you think of shopping, You probably envision grabbing plastic bags at the checkout, picking up food wrapped in plastic, and running errands with an assortment of single-use plastic packaging. It's become so ingrained in our everyday lives that we don't even question it anymore. But for the Amish, plastic bags and packaging are non-existent. So how do they do it? How do they manage to live plastic-free in a world where convenience often comes at the cost of sustainability? The answer is simple, but it's also deeply rooted in the Amish way of life: community, self-reliance, and intentionality. While many of us rely on supermarkets and big box stores for our shopping, the Amish have built their system around local direct access to fresh produce and bulk dry goods, cutting out the plastic middleman altogether. First, let's talk about produce. Many Amish families grow their own fruits and vegetables right on their property. Not only does this ensure they have fresh, homegrown food year-round, but it also eliminates the need for plastic-wrapped cucumbers and bags of lettuce. If they need something they don't grow themselves, they head to local markets or nearby farms to buy directly from the source. No packaging, no plastic waste. Often, produce is sold loose, in baskets or crates, so there's no need for the plastic bags we see everywhere else. And because they know the farmer or grower personally, they can even arrange for bulk purchases, cutting down on the need for individual plastic packaging. The Amish are also known for their intentional buying habits. When it comes to non-perishable goods, they take a very different approach than the average consumer. Instead of picking up tiny prepackaged items, they buy in bulk. Imagine buying a 50-pound bag of oats instead of the tiny, plastic-lined boxes you find in most grocery stores. Bulk buying not only reduces waste, but it also helps keep costs down. Because when you're buying in larger quantities, you're paying less per unit. Plus, bulk items often come in paper or cloth bags, both of which are easily reusable or compostable. The Amish have long understood that when you buy in bulk, you're not only cutting down on packaging waste, but you're also getting a better deal. When shopping for dry goods or other pantry staples, Amish families rely heavily on their own reusable cloth bags or containers. These are lightweight, durable, and perfect for transporting items from the store to the home. The Amish don't walk out of a store with a plastic bag full of snacks or a roll of plastic wrap. Instead, they use their fabric bags, baskets, and even jars that they bring with them, making sure that nothing they buy ends up wrapped in plastic. It's a habit that's been ingrained in their culture for generations, and it's a practice we could easily adopt if we're willing to make a few small changes. And what about when they need to shop at a market? The Amish still keep things simple and eco-friendly. At Amish markets, you'll rarely see plastic bags being handed out. Instead, the vendors use paper bags, cardboard boxes, or sometimes no packaging at all. If you're buying fresh eggs, they may be placed in a reusable basket. If you're purchasing honey or jams, they'll often be stored in glass jars. For bulk purchases like flour or grains, you may see large burlap sacks or wooden crates. It's a no-nonsense approach to shopping that focuses on durability, reusability, and sustainability. While many markets today are adopting eco-friendly alternatives to plastic, the Amish have been living this way for centuries. The key takeaway from the Amish shopping experience is this: their system works because it's built around community and intentionality. By buying locally and in bulk, they not only reduce their environmental footprint, but also build a closer connection with their neighbors, the people who grow their food, and the local economy. Imagine the savings, the health benefits, and the satisfaction that comes from knowing exactly where your food comes from and how it's packaged. Plus, you're not dealing with the stress of running to the store every few days for yet another round of plastic-wrapped items. With a little bit of foresight and planning, we can make choices that are both convenient and sustainable. And if the Amish can do it, there's no reason why we can't too. Cleaning without plastics. Take a peek into an Amish cleaning cupboard and you won't see the familiar rows of brightly colored plastic bottles that fill our shelves. Instead, what you'll find are simple, glass jars filled with homemade cleaning solutions. No fancy chemical-laden sprays or plastic containers in sight. Just the basics: vinegar, baking soda, and essential oils doing most of the heavy lifting. These natural ingredients work just as well as their mass-produced counterparts, and the best part? No plastic waste. When it comes to scrubbing, the Amish are all about durability and sustainability. Forget about flimsy plastic sponges. Amish families use brushes with wooden handles and natural bristles for cleaning everything from countertops to dishes. These brushes are sturdy, reliable, and can be easily cleaned and reused over and over again, making them a far better option than those single-use plastic sponges that end up in the trash after just a few weeks. A laundry day? Same story. The Amish make their own soap, typically using natural ingredients like lion animal fat. It's not just about going plastic-free. It's about creating something that works effectively, is gentle on fabrics, and doesn't contribute to the growing pile of waste we all deal with. The soap is stored in glass jars or tin containers, and even the act of drying clothes doesn't involve plastic. Clotheslines are made from good old-fashioned rope. When it's time to dry clothes indoors, they use sturdy, handmade wooden drying racks. It's all about simple, functional tools that last and don't leave a trail of waste behind. Even the brooms the Amish use are thoughtfully crafted. Made from straw or sorghum with wooden handles, these brooms are not only incredibly effective at sweeping, but they're also beautiful. There's something satisfying about using a tool that's both functional and aesthetically pleasing, right? Every item, whether it's a broom, a brush, or a jar of homemade cleaner, is crafted with care and a sense of purpose. It's a far cry from the mass-produced, plastic-filled cleaning supplies we often rely on. In a world dominated by plastic and throwaway culture, the Amish remind us that it doesn't have to be this way. Their cleaning solutions are simple, effective, and incredibly sustainable. By focusing on quality, durability, and natural ingredients, they've created a cleaning routine that's not only plastic-free, but also deeply satisfying and sustainable. It's a reminder that we can live cleaner, more intentional lives without all the unnecessary waste. And who knew cleaning could look so aesthetic, right? Toys without the plastic glut. Let's talk about toys, a place where plastic seems unavoidable, right? But the Amish have found a way to raise kids with toys that aren't just plastic-free. They're also built to last and fuel creativity. Instead of battery-operated gadgets, Amish children play with wooden blocks, hand-sewn dolls, and tin wind-up toys. These toys aren't just alternatives. They're timeless treasures that spark imagination without the need for flashing lights or electronic sounds. Take a hand-carved wooden train. It doesn't make noise or light up, but it's crafted to last for generations. A toy like that won't end up in a landfill. It'll be passed down, cherished, and played with for years to come. This durability is key, and it's the result of expert craftsmanship from artisans within Amish communities. These toys are made by hand, often with intricate details that show the love and care put into every piece. It's not about flashy features, but about creating something functional, beautiful, and meaningful. Amish toys encourage children to use their imagination. A set of wooden blocks becomes anything a child dreams up: a house, a castle, a whole new world. The simplicity of these toys allows kids to engage in creative play, which, let's face it, is something that many plastic toys just can't do. The Amish remind us that the best toys don't need batteries. Just a little imagination and a lot of love. Plastic-free transportation. Now let's talk about transportation, a place where plastic and pollution are all too common. But for the Amish, getting around is all about simplicity, sustainability, and of course being plastic-free. Forget about cars and plastic-frame bikes. The Amish travel in classic horse-drawn buggies, a mode of transportation that's not only charming, but also incredibly eco-friendly. These buggies are a testament to thoughtful design. The wheels? Made from metal and wood, durable and reliable, with no plastic parts in sight. The interior? Comfortable leather and fabric that are built to withstand decades of use. These buggies are practically timeless, with minimal waste involved in their construction and a complete absence of petroleum-based materials. It's a far cry from the disposable cars and bikes many of us rely on today. And let's not forget the horses. They're not just a means of transportation. They're part of a system that eliminates the need for gasoline, tires, and countless plastic parts. Think about it. No emissions, no traffic jams, just the peaceful clip-clop of hooves down the road. Horses are the ultimate eco-friendly vehicle. They don't need fuel or regular maintenance like modern cars, and they have a natural rhythm that doesn't harm the environment. For the Amish, this isn't just transportation. It's a way of life that keeps things sustainable, peaceful, and in harmony with nature. Amish fashion, timeless and sustainable. Here's another area where the Amish truly stand out: clothing. Forget polyester, nylon, and all those synthetic blends that seem to fill our closets today. Amish fashion is all about natural fibers like cotton, wool, and linen. These materials aren't just sustainable, they're durable, biodegradable, and way more comfortable than those itchy synthetics we're so used to. Imagine clothing that not only feels better against your skin, but is built to last without contributing to plastic pollution. And it doesn't stop there. Even the buttons on Amish clothing are made from metal or wood, carefully crafted to avoid plastic entirely. It's a level of craftsmanship and sustainability that's hard to find in today's fast fashion world. The Amish don't just buy clothes, they make them with skill and intention. And when something wears out, instead of tossing it, they repair and reuse it, extending the life of their clothes for years. It's a stark contrast to the disposable culture of fast fashion, where items are often thrown away after just a few uses. By choosing quality materials and taking care of their clothes, Amish families create a wardrobe that's both practical and kind to the planet. It's a timeless, sustainable approach to fashion that could teach us all a thing or two about slowing down and making choices that last. The real convenience. A life without clutter. Here's the real twist. Living plastic-free isn't just an environmental choice. It's also about creating a life that's simpler and more convenient in ways we don't often think about. Amish families avoid the clutter and chaos that comes with disposable culture. No cracked Tupperware lids piling up in the kitchen. No tangled plastic hangers that never quite fit. No bins of miscellaneous items that might come in handy someday. Instead, everything in their homes serves a clear purpose, and everything has a specific place. This minimalist lifestyle isn't about making life harder. It's about reducing the noise. Without all the plastic clutter, their spaces stay organized and functional. The beauty of this system is in its simplicity. Fewer things to manage, fewer things to break, and no need for constant shopping or replacing. That's time and energy saved. And the real luxury? It's the extra time you get to focus on what matters most. Without the stress of keeping up with stuff, Amish families have more time to connect with each other, work on hobbies, or simply enjoy the quiet. It's a life that feels less frantic and more fulfilling. Proof that sometimes less really is more. So there you have it, how Amish families manage to live plastic-free without sacrificing convenience. It's not about going back in time or living in hardship. It's about rethinking what convenience really means. It's about choosing quality, embracing simplicity, and finding joy in the things that last. What do you think? Ready to start swapping out some plastic in your own life? Let me know in the comments. And hey, maybe grab some beeswax wraps while you're at it. The Amish way might just surprise you.